If you see a message threatening to expose your most intimate secrets, panic sets in. You may be asking, is this real or are they bluffing? I'm Mackenzie Detrich from Minc Law, and I'm here to help you understand more about blackmail and sextortion and how to respond. As an attorney who practices in defamation litigation and adult content removal, I've seen firsthand the devastating impact of blackmail on people's lives. I approach these complex issues from multiple angles so I can achieve creative solutions for our clients. In this video, you'll learn examples of types of blackmail, why someone would do it, how to recognize potential bluffs, immediate actions to take if you're being blackmailed, your legal rights and options, strategies to protect yourself from future threats. Let's get started. Your panic response is exactly what a blackmailer is counting on. They want to get you to pay them as soon as possible. If you know what to expect, you won't get caught up in rash decisions or fall victim to the threats. Blackmail, in legal terms, is the use of a threat to coerce someone into doing something they wouldn't otherwise do, typically to gain money or benefit in another way. It's not just about scandalous photos or dark secrets. Blackmail can take many forms. First, financial blackmail, threatening to reveal sensitive financial information unless paid. Second, emotional blackmail, using personal relationships to manipulate someone. Third, reputational blackmail, threatening to spread damaging information about a person or business. Fourth, sextortion, enticing someone into sending intimate or explicit photos or videos, which they threaten to reveal unless the victim meets their demands. Let's use an example. A small business owner received threats from a former employee claiming they would expose alleged unethical practices unless given a large severance package. A common misconception is that blackmail has to only use truthful information against someone. In reality, even if the information is false, the act of making the threat can still constitute blackmail. So even if that business owner never engaged in unethical practice, lying to extort someone is still blackmail. This could be considered reputational blackmail. Another myth is that blackmail only occurs when money is demanded. In fact, any attempt to force someone's actions through threats can be considered blackmail. So if that employee threatened to leak information if they were ever fired, for example, that would fall under the blackmail umbrella. Sextortion is a specific type of blackmail that starts out if an online stranger contacts you looking for fun or a relationship. They entice you to send nudes or other intimate content. Once they have it, they quickly turn on you and threaten to send this content to your friends, family, employer, or post it publicly online. They claim they won't as long as you do what they say. Often they want money. Sometimes they want more photos that they can continue to use against you. If you're experiencing a sextortion scam, please contact us right away at the number on the screen or visit minclaw.com. If you're unsure whether a situation qualifies as blackmail, it's always best to consult with a legal professional who can provide guidance based on your specific circumstances. What could someone be thinking that would make them blackmail someone else? Understanding the psychology of blackmailers helps determine whether a threat is real or a bluff. From my experience working on numerous cases, I've observed several key motivations. First, financial gain, often the primary goal, especially in cases of sextortion or business blackmail. Second, power and control. Some blackmailers are motivated by the thrill of having power over their victims. Third, revenge, a way someone will get back at someone else who they think has wronged them. Fourth, desperation. Sometimes blackmailers are themselves in difficult situations and see this as the only way out. The decision to follow through on threats depends on various factors. First, perceived risk versus reward. If the payoff outweighs the risk of getting caught, they're more likely to act. Second, the victim's response. A calm, assertive response might make them reconsider, while panic could encourage them. Third, access to threatened information. If they don't actually possess what they claim, it's more likely to be a bluff. Fourth, personal circumstances. Their own life situations can influence their willingness to follow through. It's important to note that blackmailers' actions can be highly unpredictable. In one case I worked on, what seemed like an amateur bluff turned out to be a sophisticated scheme. Conversely, we've seen seemingly serious threats fizzle out when met with a strong legal response. With a better understanding of their reasons for blackmailing, you're better prepared to assess the situation calmly and make informed decisions. While you should take all blackmail threats seriously, recognizing empty threats can help you respond more effectively. Here are 5 signs that a blackmailer might be bluffing. First, vague threats. If the blackmailer is unclear about what information they possess, it could be a bluff. In a recent case, a client received threats about compromising photos, but the blackmailer couldn't provide any details when pressed. Second, inconsistent communication. Bluffers often change their story or demands. Watch for shifts in their narrative or sudden changes in the amount of money requested. Third, reluctance to provide proof. A genuine blackmailer typically has no issue proving they have the information. If they dodge requests for evidence, it might be a bluff. Fourth, pressure for immediate action. While all blackmailers create urgency, bluffers push for extremely quick responses to prevent you from thinking critically. Fifth, anonymous communication. While not definitive, bluffers are more likely to hide behind complete anonymity, whereas those with real leverage might reveal more about themselves. However, it's crucial to understand that these are not foolproof indicators. That's why it's essential to approach every blackmail situation with caution. Even if you suspect a bluff, never ignore the threat or engage directly with the blackmailer. Let's talk about what you should do instead. When faced with a blackmail threat, here are the critical steps to take immediately after you realize it's happening. First, don't panic. Easier said than done, I know, but a clear head is your best asset. Don't let them rush you into meeting their demands. Second, do not engage or pay. Playing along, negotiating, or paying them often escalates the situation. We often see clients who initially paid the blackmailer, hoping it would end the ordeal. Unfortunately, this often leads to continuing threats, demanding higher amounts each time. That's why we always advise against payment or engagement, because it encourages them to keep doing it. Third, preserve evidence. Screenshot all communications and save any relevant files. Don't delete anything, even if it's embarrassing. Keep a detailed log of all interactions, including dates, times, and content of threats. It's often that someone in a moment of panic deletes all communications with the blackmailer. This makes building a case much more challenging because they were unable to provide the evidence we need to help them properly. No matter how uncomfortable the content, preserving evidence will help you. You are not the one committing a crime, they are. Fourth, secure your accounts. Change your passwords and enable two-factor authentication on all of your online accounts. 5, report to the authorities. File a report with your local police and the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, or IC3. 6th, seek legal counsel. Contact an experienced internet privacy attorney for guidance. By taking these immediate actions, you are not only protecting yourself, but also laying the groundwork for a strong legal case if you need it. It's natural to feel overwhelmed, but remember, you're not alone. The law is on your side. Understanding your legal rights will protect you from a blackmailer's threats and empower you to take action against them. First, blackmail is illegal. In all 50 states, blackmail is a criminal offense. This means law enforcement can get involved. Second, civil remedies. You may have grounds for a civil lawsuit against the blackmailer for damages. Third, restraining orders. In some cases, you can obtain a restraining order to prevent further contact. Fourth, content removal. If the blackmail involves online content, there are legal mechanisms to remove it from the internet. Fifth, anti-SLAPP laws. These can protect you if the blackmailer tries to sue you for speaking out about their actions. The specific legal strategy depends on your unique situation. For example, we can use copyright law to remove intimate images, like a selfie taken by a client that an ex-partner threatens to share. Sometimes this is classified as image-based sexual abuse, which is commonly referred to as revenge porn. It's similar to sextortion, but often involves two people who know each other. This is also very serious, and you can contact us right away if you're experiencing this, or visit cybercivilrights.org. We have more resources in the description. It's important to note that pursuing legal action can be complex. It may involve multiple jurisdictions, especially if the blackmailer is in a different state or country. That's why you'll need to work with an attorney experienced in these matters. Even if the threatened information is true or embarrassing, you still have rights and options. The emotional toll of blackmail can be overwhelming. I've seen firsthand how this stress can impact every aspect of life. Here's what you need to know. Recognize the impact. Feelings of fear, shame, anxiety, and isolation are common and valid. It's not your fault. Blackmail is a crime committed against you, regardless of the circumstances. Seek professional help. A therapist or counselor can provide valuable coping strategies. Confide in trusted individuals. Don't go through this alone. Lean on friends or family for support. Join support groups. Connecting with others who have faced similar situations can be incredibly healing. It's crucial to understand that healing is a journey. Be patient with yourself and remember that seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. By addressing the emotional aspects of blackmail, you're not only taking care of your mental health, but also empowering yourself to make clearer decisions through the legal process. While no one is completely immune to blackmail attempts, there are steps you can take to significantly reduce your risk. First, enhance your online privacy. Regularly review and tighten privacy settings on all of your social media accounts. Second, practice digital hygiene. Use strong, unique passwords for each account and enable two-factor authentication. Third, be cautious with personal information. Think twice before sharing sensitive details or intimate content online. Fourth, educate yourself. Stay informed about the latest online scams and blackmail tactics. Fifth, secure your devices. Use reputable antivirus software and keep all of your devices password protected. Sixth, be wary of online relationships. Exercise caution when interacting with strangers online. Seventh, regular online reputation monitoring. Set up Google Alerts for your name to stay aware of what's being said about you online. I've worked with clients who've implemented these strategies after facing blackmail attempts. One client in particular was able to thwart a second attempt because they recognized the signs early and had better security measures in place. Remember, prevention is an ongoing process. Changing your password sounds too simple, but it really is the best way to ensure that your accounts don't get compromised. Even as scams can become more elaborate with AI, the advice we give to protect yourself is pretty much the same. It just requires ongoing maintenance and staying updated. Regularly reassess your online presence and security measures. As technology evolves, so should your protection strategies. That way, you're not just protecting yourself from blackmail, but also enhancing your overall digital safety. If you're currently dealing with a blackmail situation, know that you're not alone, and there are steps you can take to protect yourself. Don't let fear paralyze you. Document everything, secure your accounts, and don't hesitate to seek professional help. At Minc Law, we're committed to helping individuals regain control of their online presence and find peace of mind in the digital world. If you need guidance or support in dealing with a blackmail threat, our team is here to help. Call the number on the screen or visit minclaw.com to fill out our contact form for a free case evaluation. Remember, you have the power to fight back against blackmail and protect your digital life. I'm Mackenzie Detrich, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm losing it. I was on a roll. Reset.